So Sniper Ghost Warrior Contracts plays in a different way to any shooter I've been playing recently. As it says in the title of the game, it's based on contracts. When you load this game up, you will see on your map of contracts, there is a proving grounds, which is your tutorial area, so that you can get used to the bullet lead, the drop, everything like wind affecting it, finding your range. And then after that, there are 5 different areas on the game, so it seems very, very small. I'm not too far into it, probably around an hour's worth of gameplay, but that first hour has kept me in the very first beginning region. The reason is because if you look on the left-hand side of the screen, there are 5 different contracts in this one region, and you don't just simply go in and complete all 5 in one hit. It's set up so that the region is fairly big, to the point where you actually have several fast travel points. I believe there's 3 in the very first region. But then looking through the achievements list, there is an achievement to kill 80 enemies in a single mission, or a single region, so my guess is that they are going to get bigger. Alongside the 5 contracts, you've got collectibles to find, you've got different challenges like getting headshots, gassing enemies to death, and there's also bounties to kill. When you first spawn in, you will have no idea about these bounties. So what I did was progressed through the mission, took out some enemies, got some nice bullet cams of headshots, as you'll see now. Then all of a sudden, I finished taking down an enemy compound. I was making some progression, then it popped up at the top of my screen, there is a bounty in the area. So I started making my way over to the bounty, and as soon as I got to the area, I noticed there were red flares on the floor. Looking around, doing a little bit more recon from a distance, I noticed there are blue drones flying around in the sky. Then luckily enough, I got my game sound up, my headset on, I heard my character talking to the voice in the mask, and I was instructed to check somewhere else to find the controls for these drones. Obviously taking the drones offline is going to alert the enemies, but I would rather have the drones offline, the enemies know exactly where I am instantly, than take out a drone or take out an enemy, then someone spots the drone or the enemy that I've just taken out, and then they are alerted anyway. So instead of crossing the river and going straight to where the marker was on my map for the bounty, I decided to head to the southmost flare. When I was checking that place out, there was an enemy up top, so I dealt with him, then had a little rummage through. I actually found there was a box to refill my ammo. There were different types of gadgets I could use, so I picked up some gas mines because I need to gas out some enemies. And then I found some form of a laptop, and I managed to disable the drones. After that, the enemies knew that I was in the area, so they come on the hunt, and the bounty showed himself. He's obviously higher up than these other enemies or soldiers, so he went over to the laptop to take a look, and that is when I picked him off. After you've done that, it's not bounty over, you get your rewards, you get paid for it. You actually have to leave the area, so I didn't know that at the time, I didn't notice it on the screen. I took out the other enemies that were with him, and then I proceeded to leave the area. So that was my first experience of a bounty on this game. I'm guessing the others are going to come exactly the same way. You'll just be progressing through a mission, then you'll get a notification pop up to say there's a bounty in the area. And if I remember correctly, there was also an achievement to kill 14 bounties or something like that. So from what looked like a fairly empty £30 game to begin with, it seems to get a lot more in-depth as you explore regions, because once you've done a contract, a challenge, or anything like that, you actually have to go to an exfil, then you can choose to leave. I believe you can go back to the regions to do things you haven't already done, but I'm not 100% sure on that yet. But when you go to the exfil is when you'll get paid. Then with your money you can obviously go and spend it on new guns and gadgets. But that is going to do it for this video. I just thought I'd share my experience of the first bounty I come across. I'm going to go and pop some more heads. And whilst I'm doing that, I want you guys to let me know your thoughts and stuff in the comments. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching.